Does this album start again? This album tells us another story, doesn't it? Yet another story.
I suppose so. You hope that people come away with a feeling of a narrative arc, anyway, and a dramatic arc.
Yeah.
If you're trying to pin me down to the story, I'd give you an elusive postmodern Borgesian answer that really it really depends on the listener and the story that they tell in their head. But there's certainly stories about making it, but the album itself, I think you'll come away feeling as if there's a story for sure.
But you're not telling.
We did have like a real narrative in the last one.
Yeah.
We, but I'd rather leave it a little looser this time.
I see. Why is that?
I think that there can be a tendency to micromanage even the listener's experience, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
But doesn't the music manipulate?
Well, I said micromanage.
I see.
I didn't say not manipulate. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And that's hopefully a mutually consensual thing that's going on.
We like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't deny that music manipulates.
Yes. So you just came off the road last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little discombobulated. Came off the road last night, and then getting ready to finish our CD release right here in Portland this Saturday. So I've got a few days to get ready for that, for our big Halloween show.
Where were you?
We just came from the Midwest, so St. Louis, Chicago, Skokie, and then before that up in Canada, and in parts north. Yeah, and it was all very lovely.
Yeah. So you've been performing the album basically.
Basically, I mean, we never. Yeah. It's not as if we just perform the album straight through. We probably perform most songs from the album, in addition to other ones, to older ones or newer ones. There are newer ones now because we are such an active performing ensemble, so that all of our composers come in and bring in new ones. But primarily, we focus on the new album. Yeah.
How does that work, politically, personally, and interpersonally in the band when people come in with tunes?
Well, we have an open door policy. People come in and we try them out, and usually they get past the rehearsal stage and then they're tried on stage. If there's one person that's contributing a lot, then we try to rotate it to another person. But it's not really that dramatic. We're all good sight readers enough that we can try something and see if we like it. Usually, actually, the person that has the most reservations is the composer. They're always like, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Very. Me and Robin, more so, are almost nebbishy about it. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna like it. I don't know. So, but there's
after all this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but that's what art's like. I mean, it still feels very naked, even after we know each other all this time.
Just so we know you. Mm-hmm. But just for people who have just encountered the band either from stage or from listening on recordings, just give us a little capsule on each member of the band. How about it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Myself, I'm Eric Stern. I founded the band, and there's really three lead singers. Let's go down the line. Skip Von Kuske, he is one of our cellists, and he's a wonderful improvising cellist and a wonderful man. And then here we have Jason Flores, our bass player, one of our four major composers in the ensemble. I'll give you a little background. Skip's from Philadelphia, grew up with a classical background. Jason's from New Mexico. Asha Gajeshik is our female cellist, composer, and singer. She used to work for Cirque du Soleil, if you've heard of that, and comes from Poland. Robin Jackson, who I basically co-founded the band with he came in once I founded it about 8 years ago, and he's another one of our composer singers, plays the saxophone. Mark Burden, our percussionist. And then we have sort of a seventh, almost silent partner, Xander Almeida, who comes on stage and does stuff. He doesn't actually play any music with us. Mark Burden, our percussionist, went to Berklee College of Music, and I'm sort of giving you the thumbnail sketch, but you put all these parts in a whole, and it's a great melange. And again, I cannot emphasize that having 4 composers and 3 lead singers makes this truly an ensemble, because it's not as if one person is taking up all the light and the space and the reflection, but really it gets passed around.
How does the decision making work then?
Well, in terms of on stage, I'm not sure which decisions you make. I mean, there is a leader. I am the band leader.
Yeah.
But over time, there is much more of a collective atmosphere, and really there's a lot of input. But in terms of set lists, I make them, and really try it again to have this be an ensemble and showcase everybody. But I also show them to the people and take suggestions, and we make minor adjustments. So there's those decisions, and then there's the thing that most people and maybe don't even want to know about, but business decisions, and that's more in the department of our managers, and our drummer is actually one of our managers. So there's those kind of decisions, but we get together for meetings, and I don't know if I believe in collectives on a large scale or politically, but certainly on a small scale it works pretty well, I think. Yeah. Does that answer your question about decisions?
Yeah. No, but the collaborative process is such a wonderful thing when it works.
Yeah, and it works pretty well with us. I mean, I have to say, this band has been together for 9 years, and it's had different people, especially in the beginning. And, they're gone partly because the collaborative process wasn't working, so it's been a reshuffling, but not a constant one. I mean, this ensemble has been pretty solid for quite some time. Yeah. But, the ideal... The collaborative process is at its ideal is that we all get together in this living room and play, and our friends playing music together, and our friends traveling together playing music, and that's how it feels most of the time. Of course, there's bumps every once in a while, as there is with any collaboration or marriage, but over time it's grand.
Have you ever been able to put into words exactly what it is that Vagabond Opera does? Because it's difficult, isn't it? It's really difficult to pin it down. I mean, if somebody asks me, well, what does Vagabond Opera do? I'm going like,
there's that elevator speech that people want you to have. And really people's attention spans aren't even that long. A lot of times I say Eastern European cabaret, but the thumbnail sketch is Eastern European cabaret, theater and spectacle, that is a hybrid that distills opera and combines it with other forms that are interesting to us, and all to ferment and encourage musical biodiversity, which is more sort of a mission statement too. And we dress up, and it's funny, it's hilarious.